So this work's called Floating World, and it comes from a Japanese term, yukio, which means floating world. So since 2004, I've been drawing freehand on the computer, inputting plants and trees by drawing just a simple outline of each leaf and limb. And I've been outputting these in different ways over the years, depending on the subject. So sometimes I've wanted them to be completely digital and slick, and they've been printed as photographs. I think of them as drawings because I draw them by hand, but then they're editioned as prints and they're printed as photographs, so they're like a cameraless photograph. With this body of work, I had in mind taking this library of plant drawings over the last 15 years and combining them into new landscapes. I've always had this vision of creating a drawn world, and in 2019 I saw a show at the Met. It was entitled Tale of the Genji. It was a mix of all different kinds of work, but some were long scrolls in which the white of the paper depicted infinite space. And I've always been attracted to the white of the paper being not the negative, but the positive. When people stood in the gallery in front of my last body of work, actually physically standing in front of the work and eclipsing these patterns with their body, it gave me the idea of bringing the figure back into the work. I turned to drawing on the computer because our world is more and more digitized, and it's more and more human-made. And so by drawing by hand on the computer, I'm creating this drawn artificial world. The figures have acted as these blank spaces in this digital botanical information, this tangle of contours. And I'm coloring this work inspired by the vegetable dye and mineral pigments of these Japanese woodblock prints. Unlike a photograph that captures a fraction of a second, these drawings encapsulate years of looking, years of drawing. And like digitalness, my trees don't have a foreground and a background, or a point of interest and things that are just roughed in. There's a democracy of looking in which every leaf is looked at with the same scrutiny, every limb is looked at with the same scrutiny. And these landscapes are made up of every element looked at the same level of detail. So like nature, unlike most artwork, the closer you look, the more you can see. And I think there's something beautiful about celebrating every contour, every line in something natural by drawing it. In contrast, all that time and all that scrutiny, the figure here, I think, is an impermanent visitor. We're so human-centric and think of everything in terms of large and small based on 5 feet or 80 years, that I think I'm interested in exploring what is our role in the natural world, what is our role in our human-made world, how does the world change when more and more is made.